kind of think of my experience as peaks and valleys. I mean, I think that there were some rolling hills in between, but definitely peaks and valleys too. So from when I was 8 years old to when I was a freshman in high school, it was pretty smooth sailing. And then when I got to my freshman year, everything was going well. And I had good friends, my grades were doing really well, I was doing well in running. And then for some reason, I got super sad. I didn't understand why. And my family had never had any depression or anxiety, anything that we knew of, and we didn't know what to do. My freshman summer and then into my sophomore year, and that was when my best friend approached me and she said, "Kaya, you've changed. I don't know what's going on." And I got super defensive, and I was very offended by that, and I didn't take it well. And then I just decided that she just wasn't gonna be a part of my life anymore, and I completely cut her out. I went from a really, really deep valley, and then I started to climb up this mountain to the peak. That peak, which I didn't know at the time, was a manic episode, and it was related to bipolar disorder. I went up to my family's cabin up at Lake Wenatchee. It's a beautiful lake in Washington State, and that's my happy place, and my parents know that, so they thought, we're just gonna take her to her happy place. And I got up the next morning, and it was like 5 in the morning, and I left my cabin, and I was, at that point, hallucinating. My brother, who wasn't even in high school yet, he found me, and then my parents rushed me to the hospital. The psychiatrist that I was able to see, she told me that, well, you can either spend 6 months trying to regulate medications, because I'd been diagnosed with bipolar disorder at the time, or you can go to an institution and you'll get your medications regulated in 2 weeks. So, I mean, it's kind of obvious what I was gonna choose, and that was a big experience in itself. It was a very locked down facility. So, no shoelaces, no drawstrings. 2 nurses came and grabbed me, and the doors click-locked behind me. And my dad said, that was his moment of loneliness. He thought, I've never been through anything this hard. And he didn't know what he'd done to me. So yeah, that kind of breaks my heart thinking about that. But my mom was finally able to come, and then they could visit me during meal hours, but that was it. I felt really lonely because before then, I didn't really even understand what mental health was. And then I was put into this facility where everyone around me was dealing with a mental health challenge. And so that was pretty eye-opening for me. And I think that even though that was difficult, there was also a sense of community and that we were all struggling together. When I left, I was super scared, and I think that's when I felt very lonely. I had my parents, and I understood that, and I felt so grateful for that, and they were amazing, and they've been amazing since then. But there was just this sense of, how am I gonna get through my senior year of high school? I basically dropped off the grid for a month and had no contact with anyone, because they don't give you your cell phone while you're in there. And so I just burned so many bridges with my close friends that I was super nervous. So the first person I talked to was my best friend, and we'd been best friends since 8th grade. And that was the friend that I previously said I really just cut her out of my life. And she was the first person I thought of. And I thought, if I'm gonna get through my senior year, I need her. And so the fact that I completely burned that bridge, I was super nervous going to talk to her. And I went up to her house, I remember this very well. And I said, I really need to talk to you about something. And I could tell she was kind of guarded. And I said, I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. I'm here to, first of all, say I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what I put you through. And that wasn't very fair, but I was pretty broken. And I remember she had tears in her eyes, and she just stood up and gave me a hug, and she said, I just want my friend back, and I'm here for you, and yeah, whatever you need. So that was kind of my first feeling outside of my family of just acceptance. And I'm here for you, and we're gonna get through this together. I just want to say that it only took 7 seconds. It was a hard decision, but it only took me 7 seconds to really decide to talk to my best friend and open that door and try to mend that bridge. And it really helped me decide that I can share my story with my other close friends. And that even grew to sharing my story today.